this video, we're going to be going over the one-sided French braid. So this is really great for updos and stuff. So what we are going to section it off for that manner. So I parted it in the middle. If you want to do an off-center parting and make one side more asymmetrical, that's cool too. But for this video, I'm just going to do a half circle back. Yep, and you can stop wherever you want. And for now, I'm just going to push this out of the way and imagine that it's going to be an updo. Yes. So I'm just going to be doing the braid along this part line. And what I want to imagine is that this is the updo, or this is the half up, half down, and this braid is going to sit along that braid and kind of come back either over, let's say, a low bun, or the hair can be down with curls. I stop the braid and it can lay in the back. So we are going to start, remember this is a one-sided French braid, so it's kind of like French braids mixed with a regular braid, and I'll explain why. So we're going to take our first section here. You can take it small or big, depends on where you want it to start and how big you want it to start. And we're going to start it just like a normal French braid. I'm going to try to keep my hands lower. So I have 3 sections. I'm going to start crossing with the one near the face just because I like to pull it away from the face first. So we go over, yes, over, and we're going to do one more. When we're starting this, we want to stay back along that part line. So we don't want this to be in the front. We want it to be along that part line. So you need to set that up right now while those crosses are happening before it's like locked into place. Yes. So now we'll start the French part. We're going to go wrap with our right, the one away from the face. We're going to add hair in. I'm just going to do casual with my finger because that's how I am. This section is going to be added to the center. Yes, I like to take slightly bigger sections towards the face and a little bit more narrow towards the head. That way when the hair lays down, it covers your parting. So we did that part. Now we're going to do 2 crossovers, 1 and 2. Now you'll notice we're back where we started. We have to do this again. Same side. Right side goes to the center, and I'm going to do 1 stitch. I'm not going to add any hair on this side, so I can just go ahead and do my next stitch. Yes, and we're going to keep going. Cross and cross. Yes, and you'll see that my hand is alongside my part. So I'm gonna just pinch this for a second. I'm covering you can't even see it. I'm covering my part line. That way, you know, you can hide that there is a part in an updo. A lot of people do a braid and then you just see this like big scalp line, and you don't want that. So here you go. Add, cross, and cross. Check your hand position, make sure it's where you want it. And cross. And cross. Yeah, so if you want to leave out wispies or something, then you would want to determine that before your braid or during your braid. You wouldn't want to do it after. I'm not going to take any more hair. I'm going to pretend that this is a half up, half down, and then this is going to lay over the half up, half down. So now I'm going to braid down. So this on its own, it's cute, but it tends to be exactly that. It tends to be cute. So most, if you're going to be doing this on a woman, she doesn't typically want to look cute, so you're going to need to pull this out a little. I'm just going to use this and clip it away because we don't need it to be tied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that this is not attached, you see here? It's only attached to this side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull these loops. Well, we wanna pull it in a particular way. If we pull it from the front, it's gonna really pull away from her head. So we really need to pull it from the side. So we make it wide and not big. Yeah. So we want to be slow and methodical about how we pull it, or else we're going to spend a bunch of time bobby pinning this flatter to the head. So we're not going to do any crazy pulls. And you see that I'm also keeping my hand as I pull close to the head. I'm not pulling away because I don't want the hair to go away. So really reaching back behind the loop, trying to grab the furthest back part and pulling towards the scalp. Yeah. And as you get further back into this braid where this is free of anything, you can do this side too. This part of the braid you don't have to be too particular about because it's not in front of the client's face. So if it's big and messy, they won't mind. It's the stuff that's right at their face that they don't want to see huge, messy, big stuff. Some will, but most won't. Yeah, so we can keep our texture for behind the head. Like if I pull this back in the mirror, where my messiness goes, they shouldn't be able to see too much of it. So I've pulled some out and not a ton, and I've kept this all pretty relaxed. Yeah, so let's just pin this, clip this back. Yeah, so now we can see from the front that even though we pulled, it's still gonna pop up a little. So at this point, we could take our little pins, yeah, flatten the braid down. I'm gonna see if I can down, and then we can take our little hook and go along the scalp. Then what you do is you just pull the loop over. Yes, to kind of get it to lay down. You can also try this with U-pins. This is a really big U-pin. I like the little minis for this, but I'm showing you with this just in case you don't have. So now we can see the pin, but then I just pull a little and you can't. So you can do this braid. It's pretty, but usually what I would do is make sure that I have some volume up and through here in the back so that these don't feel too big. Yeah, also what you can do is pull these little parts out here so they're not too close to the client's head. But this is the same thing. Very few clients want this very loose like that. Yeah, especially around the ear, people like that tugged a little bit tighter. So imagine that this is the half up, half down. You're laying this over. And this goes back. Yeah. There you go. So we'll show you on the other side. And I'll show you the other version of this, which is the reverse braid that I actually like better for this, but you do want to know this technique, even though it's not as good, in my opinion. Okay, so now we'll do it on this side. I've sectioned my hair loosely away, and I'm gonna grab my first section. I want my sections to be a similar size as my last one, so you do gotta keep an eye on those sections, make sure they're similar. So I'm going over, first one away from the face, then over. And then I want to situate this back here on my part line. And then one more time. So this everything now is going away from the face. So it's exactly the same. You just need to think everything is away. So now I do one stitch. I don't need to gather any hair on that side, so I do another stitch. and I do it again. And stitch and 2, keeping my hair along my part line. A little more hair so I don't see that part. And stitch and stitch. Okay, so this is my last section. I'm going to finish it off with a traditional braid. Imagine that this is going to meet the other one in the back. Okay, so the same thing applies. I can pull these pieces out, but I need to come from way behind here, so not in front, and pull towards the head. And don't make them any bigger than the other side, or else you're gonna feel like they're imbalanced. Yeah, so. Then when I come to here, and it's past the French part and it's just a normal braid, I can pull both sides. Remembering that I can make this part, because it's gonna be behind her head, quite a bit more messy than I can make around her face. Okay, so now I have done that, and if I want to pin any of these down, I can. Yeah. I'll show you another, like I said, another braid that I like better for this, and I'll give you the reasons why. So now I have both of my braids done. And what I can do is lay one over the other. Yes? So then let's say I could pin that and then create a little halo.